right, so let's see what we're gonna do with this 5 attachment AK. My favorite gun in the game. Because if you know me, you know I love any model of an AK. He wanted to run that back like Jey Uso. I tried to hit a crossbow kill. He already threw it. And it. Nice server. Is my team gonna try to like actually like. Oh my god, dude, the timing of this man. Bro, again! Like, what the f— oh my god, he's got a Maddox. But I got my favorite gun in the game. Look. I don't drop nukes. I've dropped maybe 1 nuke in my life. On the old Modern Warfare 2. I like to highlight great gun classes. I am very much normal human being, making normal human being mistakes. I have cold-blooded and I still got hit by the Brave Maker. This thing definitely still gets outclassed by, you know, everybody's favorite guns. But it still also kills pretty good. And it literally seems like everybody on the enemy team is using nothing but the Maddox. How unfun is your life that you're only using the most OP things in the game? And I mean, get it how you live. You won at the gun select screen. But like, damn, every match is just meta. And a lot of people aren't even that good at the game, and you can tell. But because they're using a certain weapon, they're instantly like 10 times better. They look like 10 times better. I don't even know why I'm activating that. How is this guy always where I'm at? Stop! Again! He's walling! Fucking invisibility also should definitely be in the game. There's a lot of things in this game that, like, honestly, do not need to be in a Call of Duty game. Anyway, for anybody who wants the setup, here it is right here. And I'll put the build code in the description as well. But you got the Lethal Tools ELO site, the best ELO site in the game, the best site in the game, period. The Redwell Shade X suppressor. This is from the weekly challenge, so make sure you do that. It's really good. All this good stuff for a suppressor, and you get recoil control all around. You do lose damage range and bullet velocity, but depending on the weapon, it's really not that bad. It's actually kind of negligible. I can't talk. I'm using this underbarrel. It gives me a little bit of horizontal recoil control, but more importantly, the idle sway, aim walking steadiness, and the delay, like all of that is like basically null and void. For a little more vertical recoil control, I use the SAR control grip, and then of course the prestige attachment, the rapid fire enhanced cycle system, which basically makes it do nothing but kick straight upwards, which is why it was important to have that grip and also the suppressor. Now, if you don't mind going loud, you can also use maybe one of the compensators as well. That's one thing about the gun. Like at the really long ranges like that, especially when you gotta try to kill people off of like headies, it can get a little testy. But other than that, it's really not that bad. Guy looking directly up here, by the way. I was still able to get that 1 kill. Yeah, so this setup is really good. I also have a gunfighter setup. The only thing is you want to have lots of good perks, right? So this is a good setup for the AK, incorporating the new suppressor. But you have hella perks. I'm tired of being stunned. The only thing is against guns that still have higher fire rates and stuff like that. Like, it's still, this gun's definitely still getting outclassed by like a good amount of weapons, especially now. Like the Maddox definitely getting outclassed by that. M15 probably, especially because there's a little more risk. All right, guys, so here is the gunfighter setup for the AK27. So, of course, the ELO sight, gotta have the ELO sight, best sight in the game. Of course, we're utilizing the new Redwell Shade X suppressor, no minimap firing ping, vertical recoil control, horizontal recoil control. You do lose out on a little bit of damage range and bullet velocity, but it is such a small amount, you're really not going to have to care about it. If you do care about it, you can substitute maybe this laser for putting on a damage range, bullet velocity, or even like the hybrid barrel if you really do think you need that, but I honestly don't think you will. The iron hold angled grip, so you can have more good stuff happening to your aiming, idle sway, and also a little bit more horizontal recoil control. Of course, you could go for the lateral precision grip for even more horizontal, but there's really not that much horizontal recoil happening with this gun, especially because of the prestige attachment. You could also use the Strider hand stop if you want to prioritize even more aim walking movement speed, but there's enough on this gun. For the magazine, I do suggest using an extended mag, especially with this setup, you might as well. I go for the 40. You could go for the drum, but I don't think you need all of that, so definitely go with the 40. I'm using the SAR control grip. I also, at one point, was using the Chronos heavy grip as well. Just for more recoil stabilization. You could also opt for the aim down sight speed grip if you want to prioritize a little more aim down sight speed. I can't talk today. But of course, you know, we're really trying to manage that vertical recoil, so that's why I'm going with this. You can also do, like I said, the aim down sight speed or the Chronos. I'm going with the variable stock, so you can have both flinch resistance and aim walking speed. Flinch is not that bad in this game unless you're using the marksman rifles. You could straight up go for the Victor 7R stock to just go ahead and straight up get aim walking speed, but any little bit of flinch resistance is honestly welcome, but you can go with either one. I think this is part of the secret sauce right here, this motion strike laser. It is visible in ADS, so you have to be careful, but you get hella more damage range, so that's kind of, you know, mitigating the little bit of a loss of damage range that we have using the new suppressor, and you also get recoil stabilization. Now, I don't know how much that part works, but you know, it's just something to have. You easily can just replace this with putting on a damage range barrel, or what I usually also do with this gun, with this setup, I actually use the short barrel so you can get even more aim down sight speed, because I do like to play aggressive. So it kind of depends on what kind of style you have. Do you play aggressive? Do you play kind of middle of the road? Do you play like really like slow? It kind of matters if you want to use the laser or the barrel or not. And then, of course, the thing that ties it all together, the enhanced cycle system, rapid fire, so much fire rate, so much recoil control, basically eliminates all of the horizontal recoil, pretty much. There's still a tiny bit there, which is why I'm using the angled foregrip. But I have a bunch of damage. You're losing damage range, bullet velocity, and vertical recoil control. The gun kicks completely straight up with this new cycle system. And as you can see, just a little bit more that we put into horizontal recoil control. There's absolutely no like deviation pretty much in the plot. I'll go ahead and put down the recoil wall so you can see it. There's like ever so slightly at the start. And then even then, like a lot of times it's really not. But it's all good because with the other attachments that we have, we can manage more of the vertical recoil control. I'm not the best aimer in the world by any means, you know, and remember they nerfed the aim assist, but you know, at especially like the 10, 25, maybe at the most the 50 mark, you can make a lot of things happen. And of course, at longer ranges, if you want to make it a little more hit scan, you can go ahead and throw on the damage range barrel. But that is the gunfighter setup for this weapon. I also got the other Prestige Master camo, so that actually looks really good. I like that. So those are both of the setups. I'm gonna put the codes for those in the description, so don't worry. You will be able to just import it, of course. And that's been it. Go get some high kills and stuff with this weapon. It's actually really good. It will probably still get outclassed by like the Maddox and the M15 and stuff like that. But this is a great, I would say, not quite a flex gun, but this is just basically like a gun. Like if you want to use something like off meta, but it's still really good, you can do that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate y'all. And make sure you like and subscribe the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a ton. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the midpoint of 2026. And I hope you and yours have a happy new year. And we'll catch you on the next one.